Yeah, there you go. I said.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for NFL Pregame Party, the Thanksgiving Fallout Edition this week. Oh my gosh, I don't know about the rest of you, but my picks look horrible this weekend. I think between the three of us, we got 2 games right. Right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think John got one right and Knock got one right. I have a clean sweep of not getting one pick correct. I picked every losing team so far this week. This is crazy, man. Nuts. Hope you guys are doing well this Thanksgiving weekend. Wrapping it up this, 5-day weekend really for people, right? Good to see you guys. If you're traveling, I hope you got your hands on the wheel just listening. John, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I know you had 2 days worth of Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Yeah. Had a good one?
That's 2 times the amount of turkey.
Except for a few hours on Thanksgiving Day, but yeah.
Except for a few hours on Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great for me.
Well, that's the only pick you got right?
Yeah.
Knock, how was your Thanksgiving? You went to your parents' house? So
I
everybody's
did,
doing
yeah,
good over
I
there,
did.
I hope.
Yeah, it was good. Grandma came down from New York and got to hang out, so.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Connie Cleary is here early, and of course the bots from Kick are here as well. Gonna have to go wipe them out here in a second. It is good to see you, Connie. Thanks for being here, young lady. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Yeah, how crazy has it been? When we get to the NFL, we'll talk about that. But Knock, are you ready with your final regular season week of college football report? Are you ready for that?
Yeah. Dude, I got
Right.
a lot to cover.
Yeah, you do. Might as well get to it, son. Go.
So, to start out with Tuesday, before Thanksgiving, Western Michigan clinched their MAC championship spot here with a win over Eastern Michigan. Navy, Thursday night, was trying to keep their American hopes alive. Unfortunately, they needed losses by Tulane or North Texas, neither of which happened. So Navy ends their season at 10-2, I believe. No, 9-2, because they still got to play Army. They beat Memphis. I just learned that Memphis head coach is going to. Oh shoot! I got them mixed up. So Memphis is going to Auburn.
Okay.
Oh man, I had them on here, and then or Arkansas. I think Memphis head coach going to Arkansas, and University of South Florida is going to Auburn, or vice versa. One of those two. So 2 American head coaches are going to the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
On Friday, Boise barely gets their chance at the Mountain West with a 25-24 win over Utah State. Yeah, that was a close game. But there was a four-way tie in the Mountain West. We'll see how that shakes out here in a little bit. But Boise State got their chance at it. Indiana destroys Purdue. Uh, Probably the biggest upset of the week. Texas over number 3 Texas A&M. This was
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I saw the end of that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is enough for Texas to overjump some teams like Miami and BYU.
What?
But I guess we'll find out what the committee thinks on Tuesday.
Yes, she
So,
is.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Georgia took care of Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just couldn't do much offensively in this one. So, Georgia's going to move up to that number 3 seed for sure. Ole Miss, we got the Lane Kiffin, which still we have no word on that, mainly because he wants to play in the college football playoffs before he goes. But apparently LSU is still look like it's announcing it's hire today. I guess I don't know. There's who the hell knows what's going on there. But LSU wants him, but he wants to coach. He's playing the playoffs.
Playoffs.
He wants to do that. They just missed out of the SEC championship. They needed Alabama to lose, which they didn't. So there's that. Utah gets their last win. They finished with the 10-2, number 13. They're probably not going to. They're going to be just out of the playoffs, I think. Arizona gets sort of a mini upset over Arizona State. Arizona State was ranked a little higher, so good win there. Iowa finishes with 40 points and 8-4 record, so good for them. Not a bad season.
Wow.
If this was still divisions, they'd probably be in the championship, but I'm glad they're
Right.
not divisions anymore in the Big Ten. Ohio is trying to keep their postseason hopes alive, but unfortunately they just missed out with the tiebreakers in the MAC. Let's see here. San Diego was the only team to have control their destiny in the Mountain West, and they lost to New Mexico.
Oops.
And this turned out because these were the other two teams that had a chance besides UNLV and Boise State to make it in the Mountain West. So New Mexico State basically knocked them both out. Knocked themselves out and San Diego State out based on the computer rankings. And then you got, and this is all Friday, by the way, and then the last game on Friday was North Texas securing their spot in the American. I really hope that they get ranked this week in the 24-25 spot along with JMU. That would get some little clarity of who might win because Tulane's not the only group of 5 team in the world.
Right.
There are others. So
Yes.
I'm hoping to get some. There's a lot of the 20 to 25 teams lost. So there should be some spots for one loss group of 5 teams to make it in. Jesus. Come on, CFP. Saturday, Ohio State takes care of Michigan. Michigan just couldn't do much offensively in this one. I'm still not quite sold on Ohio State, to be honest with you. I don't know. Their defense is really solid, but their schedule just hasn't impressed me. But we're going to find out who they are soon.
Oh, yeah. The playoffs, you weed out the wannabes when you start playing the best. Yes.
Texas Tech 49-0 over West Virginia to end their season. They actually are going to slide up to the number 4 seed and get a bye, assuming they win next week in their championship game. So good for them. Big 12 getting some love. Oregon's going to go up a spot. They get a win over Washington. Washington's not a bad team, but Oregon gets that win. You're going to have to tell me about this one, Joe, if you're not too distracted. I
was busy checking on the channels. That one there, I didn't see much of. We weren't into the college football this weekend. I did see the end of it. A huge blown coverage by LSU was the deciding factor in the fourth quarter. Their defense played good enough to win, but they're just, as usual, not getting the offense to go with it.
LSU's defense was great all season long.
Yes, they were.
Your offense is going to do nothing.
But, yeah, there was a huge blown coverage. Safety went to one side of the field. Nobody carried the guy in the slot up the field, and there was nobody within 10 yards of him when Mateer hit him in stride for that touchdown that put him ahead, and that was the game winner. LSU brought them down, but they just couldn't get it done. It was batted down on 4th and 2 to kill it, and we knelt it out. So, yeah. Kudos to my Sooners. They did better than expected this year.
Yep. Notre Dame got an easy win. That was the last game of the regular season pretty much last night. One of them. 49-20 over Stanford. The Iron Bowl for Auburn. They were playing for a bowl game, I guess, and an Iron Bowl win, but just offense couldn't do it. They just
I
couldn't
turned
do
that
it.
one off early. It just
They
look.
made it interesting in the end, but unfortunately, there's too many chances. They had chances. They had the ball multiple
Look,
times. Their defense,
like I told you in
actually
the
doing really
thread,
decent.
I got tired of watching the guy that used to play for Oklahoma hit guys right in the hands and then drop it every freaking play at the beginning of that game. It was ridiculous. He must have went 1 for 7 or 8 at the first 2 drives of that game because guys were just dropping balls.
I can see
right
his final
on.
right there, 18 of 39.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. They were dropping shit all over the place. It was ridiculous. Yeah,
You got
it was
scared.
bad. Oh, yeah, it was definitely a case of alligator arms. A couple of them, yeah, guys running without the football trying to protect themselves. I'm like, dude, you're going to get hit. Catch the ball. What is wrong with you? You know?
Yeah, BYU ends their season with only 1 loss. They UCF actually went up 14-0 to start the game, but BYU just after that they were like, nah, we're good, and they destroyed them. After that, Miami is trying to make their case to get close enough to Notre Dame to overtake them. I don't know if that's going to happen. You want to talk about that head-to-head, Joe?
Yeah.
This is where we're going to find out if it matters early on in the season.
Yeah.
There's
Wow.
a lot of discussion going on with that, and with Tiz.
It's hard to friggin' get around that one. It really is. Because they did not play well all year. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's still they beat the number 3, so that's got to balance out something, right? You beat
It
the
does.
number
They
3,
beat an undefeated team, right? I mean,
the ranked 3 team in the and it's crazy that Texas A&M loses that one game and they're out of the SEC championship.
I don't understand that.
There's too many teams. There's too many teams in
There's
these
too many teams with 1 loss, right? It's wow.
So, yep.
Unbelievable.
Vanderbilt making their last ditch case to making it. They went to Tennessee and beat Tennessee pretty handily. It was 21 at halftime, but in the second half, they just took over.
I'd love to see Vandy.
Unfortunately, I don't think they got strong enough. They'd have to go over Miami, 1 loss, BYU, who's playing in their championship game. So I don't know. Yeah.
When did they announce this?
Instead, they lost, which brings up the greatest scenario ever, which I'll explain here in a bit. But Tulane clinches their spot with the 27-0. I didn't even watch this game. It was 21-0 at halftime. Charlotte had no chance in this one. 1-11, whatever.
Yeah.
Louisville, poor Kentucky. Louisville,
Whoa.
41. The Clemson wins the rivalry here with South Carolina. Probably one of the most disappointing SECs. Houston ends on a good note, 9-3 over Baylor. Kansas State wins a bowl game. Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through most of these ones. East Carolina. Let's see.
Because you've got a lot to talk about when it comes to bowls and eligibility and all that good stuff.
Yep. Miami clinched their spot. There's a lot of tiebreakers because a lot of teams in the MAC were 6-2. So I didn't look up what the actual tiebreakers were, but Miami clinched the spot with this win. Delaware clinched a bowl game, 61-31. They're going bowling in their first year. I love it.
I was playing them last night with I think it was LA Tech I was playing them with or something, and my gosh, they were playing like the 49ers, bro. I only scored 3 points in the first half. I was like, holy shit, what is going on here?
Let's see. Georgia Southern gets a bowl game. This game I got to go back and watch. I really wanted to watch. This was the middle of the day. I was out all day.
Oh, bro.
Western Kentucky, Jack. This was for a spot. There was 3 teams
Conference
in the
USA.
Yep. That were 6-1. So there was 3 teams to get it. Kennesaw State was the other one who needed to win.
Huge win for Jacksonville State.
Yeah, Jacksonville State. I got to go back and watch this one. I was seeing the scoreboard as it was going on. It was close the entire game. So I want to go back and watch that one. LA Tech, you just mentioned them. They get the win. Finish 7.
I hope they come for the Independence Bowl. Take that drive an hour down the road. We'll come.
Old Dominion finishes 9-3. Not bad. Let's see. Arkansas State, another bowl versus bowl game potential. Arkansas gets that one with a last game-winning drive, 30. I want to go back and watch the highlights of that one. So Arkansas State gets a bowl game. Let's see here. Louisiana needed to win to get a bowl game, and they won 30-27 against UL Monroe. So, I got to go back and watch that one. 30-27. Looked like a great game. It was an overtime.
Cajuns.
Texas State gets their bowl game in their last season with the Sun Belt. They are going to the Pac-8 whatever you want to call it. Next,
Just
it's
call it
still
the Pac.
Pac-12, but yeah, Missouri,
It's
Penn
Arkansas.
State.
So
Penn State gets into the bowl arena with a 40 over Rutgers, who was also trying to get teams, but they play power teams, so they get somewhat rewarded for that. And then here we got last week versus this week. I updated this morning. Of course, you can see Ohio's in front. Indiana, Georgia moves up with that. Texas A&M, Texas Tech moves up to that 4 spot, which I think is going to look exactly like what's going to look like in real life. Those top 4. Ole Miss at 5, and Notre Dame at 6. Oregon. For my rankings, they didn't really play crazy amount of good games. So their points.
Now, are they? Is that who Ohio State's playing in the Big Ten?
No,
Oregon?
it's Indiana. It's 1 and 2.
It's Indiana. That's right. That's right.
It's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yep. One
I
is
forgot
playing
Indiana
for
was in the Big Ten. Yeah.
Yep. Texas A&M obviously had the biggest drop because of their loss, but they're still well into the playoffs. They only lost one game. So I think I think in the CFP, and we'll talk about that here in a sec. They're probably gonna drop around the 6 and 7, maybe 8. But I don't think they're gonna go any further than that. Oklahoma's still in. Now, Miami, they beat up Pittsburgh, who was ranked, and I gave them a little more credit for that than Alabama beating Auburn.
As well, you should.
I get the history with Auburn and the Iron Bowl and all that shit. I don't give a fuck. That's SEC cares about that. I don't care about that. Auburn sucks. Okay, so I get it. I understand. I'm acknowledging the history. I'm just ignoring it. So that's why Miami is now above Alabama, and then the rest there's a lot not changed there. USC, and then Texas moved up quite a bit because of their win over Texas A&M.
It's gonna be hard for them to get in there, man. I'm telling you, that Florida loss is
a lot of teams
bad.
they got to jump over. Utah, BYU, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Miami. They'd have to jump over most of those teams. So, and of course, Michigan lost, Pittsburgh lost, so they dropped a bit. And then in my point system, I ended up putting in Tulane, Houston, Louisville, JMU, and North Texas to finish out the rankings. I'm really hoping JMU and North Texas finally get in to the rankings this week at 24 and 25, with North Texas getting the chance to jump JMU by beating Tulane. So that's how it kind of shakes out there. And of course, with the group of 5 race, it's just pretty much those 3 teams: Tulane, JMU, and North Texas. And then, of course, we had one team lose, and there you go. The tough bonus are number 1 and 2 in the rankings are playing each other next week in the championship. So, and then I'm not going to show the conference rankings because I want to show. Where are you? This one. The schedule for next week.
Okay.
Here are the championship games right here.
That's what I want to see. Yes.
Yeah. So we got the Kennesaw at Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State will be playing at home.
That's which conference?
That's a great question.
Yeah, they should give you the conference.
CUSA. I was.
That's cool, man.
And then for the Sun Belt, you got Troy playing at James Madison. Of course, James Madison is worried about other things than just a petty little championship. And then you got
just a petty little championship. Come on, bro.
Their aspirations are higher.
I hear you.
North Texas at Tulane for the American. So that'll be fun. I think, and it's funny because I think Tulane's only at home because in the American they value CFP rankings.
Okay.
So I think that's the only real reason that Tulane.
Yeah, North Texas isn't ranked. Well.
So, and then by computer, they did it this morning, a couple hours ago. They picked out of 4 teams available. They picked UNLV to go to Boise. So that's Friday night.
By computer.
Yep, by computer.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, you got BYU. BYU is on the bubble right now. So they really need this win over Texas Tech. Texas Tech, we'll see if they're going to be number 4 this week.
This is round 2 for this game, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Didn't Texas Tech just job them earlier? With this month, in November. I'm pretty sure they played in November.
So yeah, that's a really good game right there. But I think Texas Tech is going to handle it. But we'll see because it's in Texas. So
it's the second game. It's hard to beat a team twice in one season if they're both good. So
Miami goes to West.
I'll send it to you personally. hang on. Go ahead. It's Dr. Jones. He's looking for the.
Yeah, the last thing I'll talk about is the playoff bracket. So, but first, before that, the bowl eligible. So we had 80 bowl eligible teams. Exactly. There was 80 spots, and 80 teams exactly got it. What I like about this is Missouri State and Delaware are not eligible if there was too many teams. Well, 78 teams made it. So that left 2 spots for Delaware and Missouri State to get those last 2 remaining spots. So I that's one of my favorite rules is that even though it's their first year in the FBS, because there wasn't enough teams to make it to 6 and 6, a lot of 5 and 6 teams lost yesterday. There was 22, and only 8 of them won. Something like that. So it was perfect. So that worked out for them. Yep. Now there is a case like last year where teams will opt out, like Marshall did.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, because half their team left to go to Southern Miss. So if that happens, there are a few teams on standby at 5 and 7 that can get invited if that something like that happens. It could. Memphis's head coach is leaving. South Florida's coach is leaving.
Yeah, it just depends.
Their players could take their players, and their players will opt out, and they might not have enough. So that could happen potentially this year. The last thing I want to talk about is boom. So this is the rankings for this last one that just came out. So here
I'm going to mute you, Dr. Jones. You got some kind of feedback going on there.
The biggest thing, obviously, A&M won't be number 3. They're going to drop, like I said earlier, to like maybe 6, 7, or 8. Miami is just a placeholder. They're not even in the ACC championship, so it will not be them. They're just the highest ranked ACC right now. So that's the only reason why they're right there. Their only chance right now is to get an at-large bid, which is not looking very likely, especially if another scenario happens. Of course, Tulane right here by virtue of being the highest ranked AAC and Group of 5 team. That's why they're in right there. Let's see here. So the great scenario that I'm hoping for, right, is that Duke beats Virginia, which would make a 5-loss team a championship. Okay. Now, Power 4 does not get automatic bids.
Okay.
So that leaves the door open for JMU and Tulane or North Texas to both make the college football playoffs.
Wow.
At 11 and 12.
You mean the ACC?
They could be out of it entirely if Duke wins. I'm praying for it. If Virginia wins, they're in. They get that.
You are such a troll, man.
I am praying for it. I think it would cause so much chaos. Everyone's gonna, like, all the fans, quote unquote fans, are gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Because they're seeing there's so many other teams. Texas may not make it, or one lost BYU.
That could be a way Texas gets in.
No, that's worse for them. That's worse for them.
Oh, is
because
it?
It's conference. Because conference has to make it in. It's the top 5. It's only top. The only caveat is top 5 conference championships. So if JMU and Tulane's already ranked, but if JMU gets ranked this week, they would be the second, the 5th highest conference. Because Duke is not going to get ranked with 5 wins. They're just not.
No.
They are not going to get ranked. Not high enough. Not over 1 loss JMU, who may just win their championship, right? Obviously, this both dependent on them winning their championships, but I don't see JMU losing to Troy. So that's probably my biggest thing. So here, last thing I'm going to show is just the projections right here. Obviously, you can see the first round buys. Now, this is projected before. They have Indiana at number 2, which is kind of interesting because they play Ohio State. So are they saying in this one, I don't think this is kind of correct, because are they saying that Indiana is not going to drop at all if they lose in the championship, which is kind of tough, right? That's the other conversation.
Yeah.
If you lose in a championship,
how do you get a bye? Yeah.
Well, no, not just that, but how do you get hurt by it?
Yeah.
You're playing an extra game that other teams like Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's
right. Well, Notre Dame never plays that.
Texas A&M, Oregon. Ole Miss, they're not playing. Oklahoma, they're not playing that extra game. So how much do you hurt Indiana for playing in a game that they earned, but they lost it? So that's going to be a very interesting thing there. So those are my dream scenarios right there, is that JMU and Tulane or North Texas, whoever wins that game, both make it into the college football playoffs. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, we'll see what happens, man. A lot to be decided next week during these championship games, for sure. Dr. Jones, I hope everything's okay over there. I got you the link, so come on back whenever you get your stuff figured out. But anyway, thanks for that, man. I know you got a game to get to and everything. I know you're going to stick around here for a little bit, but Knock is going to go see his football team tonight play in the nation's capital at FedEx Field. So,
and just breaking, Tulane's head coach is going to Florida.
Get out of town. Wow.
So all three. So three. The only one that's sticking around is JMU. So JMU may be the group of 5 next year, unless that coach is taken away too.
Right.
By
the NFL or something. I mean, anything
Tulane,
can happen.
Memphis, and North Texas are all losing their head coaches. So or USF.
Well, right now they're trying to find out if Lane Kiffin's going to LSU and all that good stuff, and I think
which is going to cause another set of carousels if he leaves.
Yes, if he loses, because then people are going to start shuffling again,
and they'll grab a group of 5 or lower.
But I heard local radio people talking earlier this week, and they were saying you don't need to go after Lane Kiffin. What you need to do is get a guy like the guy at Tulane. And, somebody that's hungry for a fucking win. Everybody that has won a championship at at LSU, has been an up-and-coming coach. It's not somebody that's established. You know what I mean? Nick Saban, when he went there, didn't have a name yet. He just, everybody knew he was on the Belichick staff. That was it. So, I mean.
Well, the last JMU head coach to move up went to Indiana, who's doing pretty good right now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So there you go.
The argument was, why go after one of these big guys when we could get a hungry coach that's doing well, give them the next step up the rung. You know what I mean? So they're just looking for a big splash after Kelly, and I think they're barking up the wrong tree. But, hey, if I was Kiffin, I wouldn't leave friggin' Ole Miss. I'd make them give me open up the wallet and let me get the players I want and get a national championship there. I think he'd make a bigger name for himself doing that, don't you?
And I think that's the biggest reason why he's going to LSU, because they will open up the wallet for players.
Oh, they will. Yeah.
So I think recruitment. Ole Miss versus LSU. I think LSU, especially offensive side, you got wide receiver city there, and I know Lane Kiffin loves him some wide receivers. So you get that going.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks for the report, buddy. Got championship weekend next weekend.
It's gonna be